Good morning. We're back in South Florida this morning. Good to be back.
Nice to see you. Nice to have you around. Yesterday was a packed day. There was just so much. You crammed so much into a day. But you're a road warrior. Delta got you there, got you back. So you got to be thankful.
Yeah, it's only a slight delay yesterday. So not, shout out to Delta because the travel was good with only a slight delay. And I got to tell you, the first leg of the trip from Raleigh to Atlanta, we happened to be sitting in the exit row across from the flight attendants. And it was two dudes who were from Fort Lauderdale. One of them happens to work with the Marlins the majority of the time on their chartered flights. And the other one was this guy, Willie. Oh. And Jake and I and Willie and Richard had an unbelievable time hanging out, talking college football. It was just a great experience.
It goes quick when that kind of stuff happens. But as a typical road warrior, Shay, show me what's the absolute if you go through Atlanta.
So I don't know if you can see my shirt to begin with. Number one is for whatever reason, just like completely spaced and was like, I'm just going to travel home in my work clothes. Well, when I realized what time we were going to be traveling through the night, I was like, I don't want to sit in my loafers and a dress shirt all night. So I went into the Raleigh store. I bought a Raleigh t-shirt. I changed into my jeans and sneakers. And then, of course, Chick-fil-A is a must while you're traveling.
If you're in Atlanta, you get Chick-fil-A and you get Stuckey's.
You get Stuckey's as well. Good morning, Stephanie Stuckey. Thanks for being in the house this morning with the huddle.
For those of you who want to see how it's done, Stephanie's a great example of, you take your story to the streets and you
telling your story.
You let the people share in the story. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the band Kiss, but we could talk about Stuckey's all day long. While you were gone, Mark, I had the pleasure of having dinner with your son. And Shay, show me the video.
Dad, let me make it clear. I'm running the show.
We have a new president.
So that was prior to us taking off in Raleigh, which was it was fantastic. We were sending video messages back and forth. And it was really cool to see you guys having a great time. And I asked the question. I was like, who's running the show there, Dad? And sure enough, there comes back a video from my son telling me.
So, Shay, show us me and my wonderful grandson. We went to Capitol Grill because after cruising with him this summer, he is locked and loaded on lobster. So.
I love the fact that when he said he wanted to go out to dinner with you and you asked him what he wanted, he was like, I want lobster. Look at what you started, sir. Look at what you started.
Would be remiss if I didn't shout out the ladies of the American Cancer Society who we did the work yesterday. We had an amazing time digging in on how to acquire new donors, how to tell the story. These are people that are fighting for their lives. Lainey, who did my podcast yesterday, 5-time cancer survivor, smiling ear to ear. The next time any of you have a rough day, think of what she has to go through or has gone through. It's amazing. So we're going to have an amazing show today. I promise you some really, really fun stuff. I watched something called The Kisstory, which was A&E did a documentary on Kiss. So many business lessons that we're going to take from these guys. So it's music, it's fun, it's entertainment, it's education, but we got to wake up first. And what better way to wake up than with a pecan roll, right?
Wake up, everybody! Get up, get up, get up, get up! Wake up, come on, come on. Wake up, everybody! What you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in there. No more about to thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Come on
now. So it's Wednesday. That means it's Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to learn a bunch today. But one of the first things is you know me, I believe in the words. Seth Godin puts out something the other day with the word, and he posts the word, and underneath he says, look it up.
Yeah.
Which was so great. I don't know if you caught that one. So I'm going to ask the huddle, do you know what an autodidact is? Autodidact. Did you know?
I do know what it is.
Did you know prior to?
I didn't know, but I looked it up. Right? He told me to look it up, so I looked it up.
You know what? It seems pretty simple. You want to learn a new word every day, changes your vocabulary, changes the way you communicate, changes the way people receive you. Shay, show me what an autodidact is. Boom.
A self-taught person.
So think about the people who have created success from nowhere. We're going to talk about Gene Simmons. He's going to show you he and Paul Stanley created success from nowhere. Stephanie Stuckey, who I'm thrilled that she's here today, she just said, this is my family. I'm taking this and I'm rebuilding it. She didn't have a rule book, she was looking at stuff. What do I do now? She just did it and is doing it every day. If you follow her, she's going to trade shows and putting up the trade dress. She's doing whatever it takes. Comment on that if you would, Mark.
Yeah, so what's really cool is that when you deal with self-taught people, I think you tend to find out that they're not actually self-taught. They've taken it upon themselves to go find the information themselves. So I dealt with somebody yesterday that kind of pounded their chest about being self-taught and use that as the crutch to not seek new information. They knew all there was to know because I did it and it was me and I got there. And that can hinder you. Really, real autodidacts are people that never stop learning and are self-taught through doing the work to go find the information. There's countless people that may influence you with a piece of information that you then take and expand upon and make your own and grow. So I think it's important for people to recognize being self-taught doesn't mean you only teach yourself the information or it's only your information. It's all of the information that you take the responsibility for understanding and then applying.
You got me fired up. No better way. So let's get this party started with some Kiss music. Let's go. Shout it.
All right, Detroit! You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the world. Kiss!
How do you beat that? So let's get right into it. I broke the clips into little stuff. I want you to listen to the clip and then comment. Shay, show me the first one, which is be the best you can be.
No matter who you aspire to be, you're never going to be better at being them than they are. So you got to be the best you.
It's fantastic. I think, so the not looking to other people and to the validation of trying to beat somebody else, or there's lots of people who can give you a roadmap or be the example. But at the end of the day, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody, you have to make you happy.
You.
and so like you have to look in the mirror and say, what's the best version of me? And like if this doesn't make you think of analyze this or analyze that, you know what I mean? Like you gotta go in. But
So,
that's really the truth. Is that
so listen to this. It's mind-boggling. Shay, show me the pictures of who these guys really are. So the guys who founded this, right? Paul Stanley started out as Stanley Bert Eisen,
right?
and Gene Simmons was Chaim Witz. Now, can you imagine going to see a band with Stanley Bert Eisen
And guys and wits?
So they were amazing. Shay, play it like it was Madison Square Garden.
Those first shows, I think there were probably 5 people, and they were at the bar. But we got in full makeup, went up there.
When we first walked out, all right, here they are, nobody cares. And then within 2 or 3 songs, everybody goes nuts.
We played like it was Madison Square Garden, and the audiences grew.
So it's just amazing, you know, because people.
The standard is the standard.
Well, here's the thing. They say, well, I've been on LinkedIn a month and I'm not really getting any traction. Are you kidding me? You know, it takes time. You have to do what you do at a high level consistently for a while before people pay attention. Shay's got a thought.
The audience grew, and so one of our huddlers was part of the audience.
That's right. Check out the picture that Jim sent in when he got to meet Kiss.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's a fantastic picture. And look at them. I mean, they look fantastic there. But that to that point of the standard is the standard, whether there's one person, whether there's 5 people, whether there's 300,000 people, it doesn't matter. Whatever that standard is that you feel is excellence or greatness or perfection, it has to be your individual responsibility to reach that every day. Nobody else's. It's not about the crowd. It's about, again, it goes back to you, right? And you defining what the best version of you is, and then taking the responsibility to do that for yourself every day. As soon as you externalize it, as soon as you make it about the company, as soon as you make it about your boss, as soon as you make it about the other people, you're never going to actually find happy.
Stephanie's full on this morning, man. The slog. So here's the origin of the band. Watching the show was so inspiring to me because these guys came from nothing. They made it up. Show me, Set Yourself Apart.
I never wanted to be the best band in New York. I wanted to be the best band in the world.
Everything we did ourselves. You know, we had to create ourselves, design our own logos, literally make our own clothes. We took a black t-shirt, put glue in the Kiss logo, and then poured glitter on it. Do whatever it is you got to do to set yourself apart. Just figure out yourself what makes you special. We created Kiss out of nowhere, out of our imagination.
God, I think that's so fantastic.
Dude, I'm so chilled.
Right.
Because they were nothing. They were they said we were outcasts. We didn't fit in. We didn't look at the norm. We were playing music and they said their music sounded like everybody else. And they said, wait a minute, you know, that's not who we are. They talked about taking a field trip to Woolworths and buying clown makeup. And then just saying, how can we do this? How can we show up? And they, you know, so they came from nothing.
But they crystallized what they wanted to be, not off of somebody else. They said, this is what we want to do. And if it's not anywhere else for us to get it, we'll make it ourselves. We'll do whatever we have to do to make it that. And like, that goes back to the point of, I don't care what you do. Somebody else does it. Somebody else offers the same product. Somebody else offers the same price. Somebody else offers the same service, but I guarantee you they don't offer it the same way that you do. Everybody else played music. They were all playing guitars. They were all making rock and roll music. They did it in full uniform and full makeup with different lights, and the way they did it was different than everybody else. Their energy won.
So the other thing is, so they create this thing. How many people do you think said, That'll never work. That's bullshit. That's not real. Listen, today, people will tell you, oh, Kiss, they're not a great musical band, and they'll try and critique it on the music. They're they outsold everybody doing whatever they wanted to do because it was unique and it was genuine and authentic to them. This is the way we want to be. We don't need validation. You know, this is what we want to do. This is where we have fun. So show me, this song is an anthem, hard not to kick your ass and get you going today, because I know I want to go.
All right, everywhere around the world we try to tell people there are no borders, there are no prime ministers, there are no presidents. There's only one nation, that's Kiss Nation. There's only one rock and roll national anthem, rock and roll all night, party every day. You show us everything you got. You keep on dancing and the good gets high. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. And you say you wanna go for a spin. The party's off and come for let you in. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on driving, you keep on shouting. I want you to clap your hands! Clap your hands! You wanna rock and roll at night. You party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night. You party every day.
So,
first of all, for those of you who can't see the show and you're only listening, the dancing that's going on in like 9-inch platform boots is unbelievable. Like, that's an appreciation for itself, the way he's moving around playing the guitar and dancing in those shoes.
So it's really funny because I saw Kiss. Kiss first started in 1974. I graduated high school in 78. So 77, you know, I go see them at the Sportatorium. I'm right up front and I'm digging the music. I had already known the music, and the stage blows up and I look at my friend Jeff Bunch and I go, I don't think I have eyelashes or eyebrows. I was like, holy cow. It was so insane. It was such a show that they did. And so I'm fascinated. Now, here's something unique. So Jim says that Gene Simmons is one of the best ultimate entrepreneurs and marketing geniuses. Now, here's, when you watch the show, here was a great takeaway. He was smart enough to listen to other people around him.
Right.
You know, which was really bizarre. It was like, here's this, they're doing it. And the whole thing about licensing the brand, he didn't get, but he listened to a guy who said, we could do this. And you can buy anything you can think of. You can buy with the Kiss logo on it. Yep. I mean, just crazy. So,
and made them generational money. It became a business, which most artists don't do, which most artists end up just selling their talent and having to work at it all their entire lives and continue to perform. What he did by developing the brand, created a business around the brand and carried them far further than their music would have alone.
Incredible. So here's a trivia question. What is the top selling Kiss song of all time? Any merchandise you want from us?
I would have to say that it was Rock and Roll All Night.
And you would be wrong.
Right. What is it?
Let's see if anybody in our audience, in our studio audience.
Do you have the song queued up to play is the question.
I do not. Because I have two other clips I'm going to play. Paul Stanley talked about this theory, show me a reciprocity.
What is most important to you, the spectacle or the music?
The audience.
The audience. And how do you want your ideal audience to feel when you finish with them?
Exhausted.
The connection between the fans and the band comes from a sense of reciprocity. We give back what we are given, and that snowballs.
You know, we've set up.
I love that. So the connection
He started out, what's more important, the music or blah, blah, blah. He said the audience.
Every
the
time.
audience is the most important. Take care of your audience, and the right things would happen. Look who comes up with the winner.
Yeah,
Jeff
Jim came in
Kevich.
with it too. Jim guessed "Lick It Up," but then said "Back."
So of all of the rock and roll they did, the funny part of the story is they did not have a top-selling hit until Peter Criss did Beth, and it put them on the map, and the rest was history. Then people found their old music. So
that's wild.
One last concept, and it's really significant about people who talk about being influencers and all of this bullshit rather than being genuine. Listen to this one. Last one, Shay, give it to me.
We hoped for these great accolades. What we learned is in pursuing people who don't like you, you forsake the people who are with you, and the other people could care less. So you lose everything.
Bingo. Yeah, mind blower, which is like the number one drawback to everybody when they say, like, when I want to put what if people don't like it? Then they don't like you. Right. Right. That's good.
I mean, the minute I figured out in sales that 7 out of every 10 people aren't going to like me, all I did was focus on the 3 that do.
The people that do. Focus on the people that do and so develop the connection with them.
Think of that pulling that out of that show, sitting there watching Kiss, and these guys are laying gem on
nugget
top of gem.
Nugget after
I'm
nugget.
just like going, oh my God, I'm mind blown. You know, so the takeaway I want to leave the huddle with today is, number one, great music, but was not the best musicians ever. Clearly not. Most of their songs sound the same. They're just fun. They're entertaining. They were true to who they were, which I love. And so my message to the huddle this morning is every single thing you see, every single thing you listen to, every single thing you're involved in, there are lessons to be learned if you pay attention, right? And pull those nuggets out and write them down like I did. It was a wonderful Sunday afternoon in the rain that filled my brain with, wow, these guys really got it. I was a fan before. I'm a nut now. I'm going to seek out and see if I can meet Paul Stanley because I just find him really cool. And here's a trivia fact. He was born deaf in one ear. He had a crumpled ear. He grew long hair so that people couldn't see it. And he's a well-known, famous.
Jay told his ninja move Sunday afternoon to so he didn't have to watch through the commercials.
Right.
So what happened was I watched the show and I was writing stuff down, which I have my whole list. And then I went to time code it, and to rewatch it, you couldn't flip through the commercials, which is bullshit. You know, it's like, charge me $5 and, you know, whatever. But Shay downloaded it, got it back to me, and I could flip through. So it was great work. I highly recommend watching it. It was entertaining. It was fun. I'm listening to Kiss all this week. It's got me all fired up.
Content that feeds you and helps you learn so that you can be an autodidact.
Chep Kevich, if you want a Huddle shirt, reach out to Shay with your address. So that's the prize today. I'm heading over to City Furniture for my Junior Achievement Executive Board meeting. Lots of fun. Welcome back. You got me thinking about Chick-fil-A, though. Chick-fil-A.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Chick-fil-A and a pecan roll. Let's go.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night.